So one final word on maybe the underground and what the future holds, and this entire idea of a guerrilla resistance to this leftist intimidation and fascism and all the rest of it. You mentioned 4chan. My understanding of 4chan is pretty thin, but I sure do love them, and I think they're wonderful because I don't want to get on the wrong side of 4chan. I do like them, and I like them because they seem to be dedicated to fairness. WikiLeaks and Assange, they seem to have a sense of moral, some sense of moral commitment. So tell me a little bit about 4chan and help us understand the power of 20 or 30 or 100 or however many really, really, really bright guys who do nothing but live on the computer.
I don't know. I don't know as much about 4chan as I would like, but what I do know is when they say they embrace the freedom of speech, they embrace the freedom of speech. You'll see stuff on 4chan, from what I hear, that's just completely gross. Unfortunately, when you do what we do, that kind of opens the door to some unsavory people, some unsavory agents, I guess. And it's not uncommon for someone to come up to me and say, "I hate niggers," and blah, 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 and they think that I feel that way.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, no, that's not me. You're wrong in thinking that's who I am. And I'll have a conversation with them. But unfortunately, it's like we're talking about 4chan here. It's like when you're dealing with a Wild West, every now and then you're going to get a crazy person.
That's freedom.
That's freedom. That's something that you have to deal with. And if I'm going to have anything to do with their playground, I'm going to understand their playground and understand where the dark side is and where the light side is, and whatever. It is what it is.
In this world that we live in now, there are no secrets. I really don't believe there are any secrets anymore. Hillary Clinton claims that the Russians threw the election for her. There's absolutely no evidence at all. But if it turned out that that was true, or Assange or anybody else, they threw the election for her by revealing the things that she actually said.
Yeah.
They just revealed the internal lies, and they made everybody understand, as a small example, how the DNC basically shafted Bernie Sanders, and the idea of somehow the truth coming out and throwing the election is an idea I happen to like very much.
Why are we so incapable of saying, yeah, the election was thrown against Bernie Sanders by you guys in the DNC? And in regards to the Chinese and the Russians, they're always trying to fuck with our elections. Of course they are. That's what they do.
That's
and
right.
That's what we do.
Exactly.
What really threw me on the Trump train in a very comfortable way was that drip from WikiLeaks of the Podesta emails and the spirit cooking. And these were the people that were going to be in charge. And we always knew it, but boom, there it was right in front of us. The sickest of the sick. And I'm actually going to tattoo on myself, Carlos Danger saved the world.
Yes, he did.
I just, he was screwing kids, or at least trying to screw kids. And, that has everything to do with Podesta and the whole everything else. And this is who they are. And there was no way we could have had them in office.
Yeah, Carlos Danger was, for those who don't know, was the on-screen internet name for Anthony Weiner. And when the FBI was running a completely parallel investigation into Weiner and child pornography, imagine their surprise when they saw a number of State Department emails on his server, because he was married to Uma Abedin, who's Hillary's number one assistant. So yeah, the breaking news that there were State Department secrets on the laptop of a known pervert who's going around sexting 15, 16-year-old girls is what, if she wants to claim it cost her the election, what does that tell you, Hillary?
You know what? Maybe you shouldn't have gotten caught.
Yeah, maybe she shouldn't have got caught, because it's never her fault.
Yeah.
Buddy, I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed this conversation and how much I'm looking forward to talking to you again. It's very lonely out here in terms of messaging. There's so many good people. There's so many great Americans who love this country, and they know exactly how they feel. And we go to these events and we see the red, white, and blue, and we see the Constitution, and and it's all printed, and somebody's dressed up as Ben Franklin, and their hearts are in so much of the right place. But they simply don't understand that talking to young people and telling them that they need to get behind something that happened 250 years ago isn't going to happen. The work you do puts that kind of future in the future and makes it cool. You're a tremendously valuable asset to this country, a real patriot.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, buddy. Oh, and by the way, just so you know, I'm not blowing sunshine at the guy. When we decided to do our own set of T-shirts, he was the first person we went to. He's the only person we went to. And this is the first T-shirt that Sabo's done for us, and it's absolutely wonderful. We like it very, very much. I'll put it on full screen for a second so you can see it. Here's a guy who's putting out the best pics I've seen, and he's on the side of truth, justice, and the American way. And not only am I amazed, but I am very, very encouraged just by his presence. That'll do it for this edition of After Hours. Thanks again to you, the members here at BillWhittle.com, that make this show possible, and we will see you again next week.